Act like nothing disturbs you anymore. The power of Stoicism. In modern life, filled with stress, turmoil, and constant demands, we often find ourselves caught in a whirlwind of negative emotions. Anxiety, frustration, sadness, and disappointment. But did you know that over 2,000 years ago, Stoic philosophers developed profound principles to help people live peacefully, steadfastly, and with unwavering resilience, regardless of external challenges? Stoic philosophy teaches us that true strength doesn't come from controlling the circumstances around us, an impossible task, but from mastering our internal world, our minds, emotions, and reactions. When you learn to view obstacles as opportunities for growth, to release the grip of imaginary anxieties, to accept the impermanent nature of everything, and to prioritize reason over impulsive emotion, you will discover an unshakable inner peace and a level of resilience you never thought possible. Are you willing to accept the challenge and unlock this profound power within yourself? Join me on a journey to explore these powerful Stoic principles, to learn how to act as if nothing can truly disturb you anymore. This is not just a philosophy, it's a practical guide, a key to unlocking a door leading to a happier, more meaningful, and profoundly fulfilling life. Get ready to transform, to evolve, and to become the strongest, most resilient version of yourself. Number 1. View obstacles as opportunities. The obstacle is the way. Imagine life as a challenging, winding path, a journey filled with twists, turns, unexpected obstacles, and unforeseen difficulties. Can you see within each of these challenges the inherent opportunity for growth, learning, and self-improvement? Marcus Aurelius, one of history's greatest Stoic philosophers and Roman emperor, famously stated, "The impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way." This seemingly paradoxical statement holds a profound truth. The very things that seem to block our progress can, in fact, become the catalyst for our greatest advancements. To truly grasp this concept, let's consider the life of someone who persevered, thrived, and inspired. Someone who embodied the very essence of viewing adversity as a tool for advancement. Think about a historical figure, someone you find inspirational, someone who faced immense opposition, betrayal, and hardship, yet used those very sufferings as opportunities to spread their message, to embody their values, and to leave a lasting impact on the world. In their darkest moments, these inspiring individuals often teach us about the profound power of patience, forgiveness, resilience, and unwavering commitment to one's principles. They transform pain, loss, and even the threat of death into symbols of hope, inspiration, and profound transformation. You can see the clear connection with Stoic philosophy here, where adversity is not seen as punishment or an insurmountable barrier, but as a crucial opportunity for inner growth, self-discovery, and the development of unwavering character. Ask yourself, the last time you faced a significant challenge, a setback at work, a conflict in a relationship, a personal disappointment, how did you react? Were you overwhelmed by negativity, consumed by frustration, or paralyzed by fear? Or did you, perhaps unconsciously, find a way to transform that challenge into motivation, a learning experience, or a catalyst for positive change? Stoic philosophy encourages us to look inward, to cultivate the inner strength and wisdom to transform obstacles into opportunities. This is how we not only survive the inevitable storms of life, but thrive, emerging stronger, wiser, and more resilient with each passing day. Remember, every challenge you encounter is a disguised opportunity for you to learn, to grow, to adapt, and to become a more capable, more compassionate, and more resilient human being. As Marcus Aurelius reminds us, obstacles are not our enemies. They are our teachers, guiding us on the path to self-mastery, showing us how to overcome difficulties and revealing the light that can be found even in the darkest of moments. Embrace challenges with an open heart, a clear mind, and an unwavering spirit, and you will discover that nothing can truly disturb your inner peace. Number 2, don't suffer imaginary pains. The power of perspective. Have you ever stopped to consider whether the anxieties, worries, and emotional pains you experience are rooted in reality, or if they are, in large part, products of your own imagination? Stoic philosophy teaches us that a significant portion of our suffering doesn't stem from actual events, but from our perception of those events, from the stories we tell ourselves, and from the anxieties we create in our minds. Think back to times when you've worried excessively about an upcoming exam, a crucial meeting, a challenging conversation, or an important event. How often have you constructed elaborate, terrifying scenarios in your mind, only to realize later that the reality was nowhere near as bad as you had imagined? This advice underscores the importance of not burdening ourselves with anxieties about things that haven't happened yet, about potential futures that may never materialize. Imagine a farmer constantly consumed by fear about the upcoming harvest, the possibility of drought, the threat of pests, the potential for crop failure. Does this constant fear and anxiety help the crops grow any better, or does it simply rob the farmer of joy, peace of mind, and overall well-being? Think about how many times you have created unnecessary worries and anxieties in your own life. Do these imaginary pains provide any tangible benefit, any real value? When facing difficult situations, instead of spiraling into anxious anticipation about what might happen, Stoicism encourages us to focus on the present moment, on what we can control, and on addressing the immediate problems at hand. Worrying about the future, dwelling on what-ifs, only diminishes our ability to appreciate and fully experience the present. Recall the last time you felt overwhelmed by anxiety about something, only to later realize that it was all in your imagination, that your fears were unfounded. That feeling of relief, that sense of liberation when you understand that nothing terrible actually happened, is truly precious. Instead of allowing imaginary pains to control your emotions and dictate your actions, focus on what you can control: your reactions, your choices, and your attitude. When you feel anxiety or distress creeping in, ask yourself, is this actually happening right now, or is it just a story I'm creating in my mind? Asking these crucial questions helps you to see the situation more clearly, to recognize that many of your fears are merely illusions, and to regain a sense of perspective. Seek truth. Let reason guide your thoughts and actions, and life will become immeasurably easier when you release the grip of baseless worries. Live fully in the present moment, face challenges with courage and a clear mind, and embrace the power of perspective. Number 3. Embrace impermanence, the flow of life. Life is like a river, constantly flowing, ever-changing, and never stopping. Marcus Aurelius, in his timeless work Meditations, wrote, "Everything we hear is an opinion, not a fact. Everything we see is a perspective, not the truth." This powerful statement reminds us that our perceptions are subjective, constantly shifting, and that we must accept change as a fundamental, natural, and inevitable part of life. Impermanence is not limited to external changes, the shifting seasons, the passage of time, the evolution of relationships. It also encompasses the transformations within our own minds and emotions. There are days when you feel joyful and exuberant, and there are days when you feel sad, melancholic, or simply quiet. All of these emotions, these internal shifts, are a natural and integral part of the human experience. Think about moments in your own life when everything changed unexpectedly. It could be a sudden loss, The end of a relationship, the loss of a job, the passing of a loved one, or it could be a sudden success, a promotion, a new opportunity, an unexpected achievement. How did you cope with those significant changes? Did you find yourself becoming stronger, wiser, and more resilient after navigating those challenging or exhilarating transitions? When we truly accept impermanence, when we embrace the ever-changing nature of life, we find a profound sense of peace. We learn to see every change, every transition, not as a threat, but as an opportunity for growth, learning, and new beginnings. Impermanence also allows us to appreciate the preciousness of the present moment. When you know that nothing lasts forever, you will cherish more deeply the moments you share with loved ones, the experiences that enrich your life, and the simple joys of everyday existence. Ask yourself, can you truly accept change, embrace impermanence, and find peace in the understanding that everything is temporary? When you accept the fluid nature of life, you will begin to experience life with a sense of lightness, freedom, and profound gratitude. You will no longer fear loss or change, but instead live each moment fully with appreciation, love, and a deep sense of presence. In summary, embracing impermanence is not just a philosophical concept, it's a practical, a way of living that helps us find serenity, joy, and meaning in each and every day. Let the wisdom of Stoicism guide you on this path. You will discover a profound sense of peace and strength in your soul by accepting that everything changes and that it is this very change that creates the wondrous, ever-evolving beauty of life. Number 4, master the art of detachment, freedom from control. Our lives are often filled with situations that are entirely beyond our control. Unexpected losses, unforeseen failures, and unpredictable challenges. However, what truly matters, what determines our level of peace and happiness, is not the external circumstances themselves, but how we react to them, how we choose to handle them. Letting go, practicing detachment, doesn't mean shirking responsibility or becoming indifferent to the world around us. It means recognizing our limitations, understanding what we can and cannot control, and not allowing things beyond our control to dictate our happiness, our peace of mind, or our sense of self-worth. When we cling desperately to things we cannot change, a past relationship, a lost opportunity, a perceived injustice, we create our own suffering. We become trapped in a cycle of regret, resentment, and frustration. Think about a relationship that has ended, a job that was lost, or an opportunity that passed you by. Do you need to carry the weight of these past events with you, allowing them to define your present and limit your future? Or can you choose to let go, to release the grip of the past, and to open yourself up to new possibilities, new experiences, and new beginnings? Consider a situation in your own life where you were intensely focused on something beyond your control. It could be a relationship that was deteriorating, an opportunity that seemed to slip away, or a mistake you made in the past. Have you ever wondered if holding on to these things, dwelling on these past events, actually brings you any happiness or peace? Marcus Aurelius in Meditations wrote, "That which is not good for the beehive cannot be good for the bees." This profound statement reminds us that we are all interconnected, part of a larger whole, and that we must learn to let go of what is not beneficial for our own well-being and for the well-being of the community around us. Practice the art of letting go by asking yourself these crucial questions. Is this truly important? Is it within my power to change this? Is holding on to this serving me? If the answer is no, allow yourself to release the grip, to let go of the unnecessary burden, and to focus your energy on what you can control and improve. In this way, you will discover an inner peace, a sense of freedom, and a profound capacity for resilience. Mastering the art of letting go not only helps us face loss, change, and disappointment with greater ease, but it also allows us to live a more fulfilling and meaningful life. When you let go of what you cannot control, you create space for what truly matters: your values, your relationships, your personal growth, and your contribution to the world. Number 5. Practice daily reflection, the path to self-awareness. Have you ever taken the time, at the end of a long day, to pause and reflect on what has transpired? Your actions, your thoughts, your emotions, and your interactions with others. Daily reflection is a cornerstone of Stoic philosophy, a powerful practice that helps us to assess ourselves honestly, to learn from our experiences, and to continuously strive for self-improvement. Daily reflection helps us to confront our mistakes, to acknowledge our weaknesses, to recognize our strengths, and to identify areas where we can grow and evolve. When we take the time to reflect, we not only review what we have done, but we also gain a deeper understanding of our own nature, our motivations, and our patterns of behavior. This self-awareness creates opportunities for profound change and growth. Imagine spending just a few minutes each evening writing in a journal, noting down the key events of the day, reflecting on what you did well, acknowledging what you could have done better, and identifying areas where you need to improve. Here are some powerful questions to guide your daily reflection. What did I do today that moved me closer to my goals? Is there anything I regret doing or saying today? What could I have done differently in a challenging situation? What am I grateful for today? What did I learn today? Marcus Aurelius, a Roman emperor and dedicated Stoic philosopher, practiced daily reflection diligently through his personal writings in meditations. He recorded his thoughts, his struggles, his insights, and his philosophical principles, not only to admonish himself, but also to share his wisdom with future generations. He constantly reminded himself and us that reflection prepares our minds to face any challenge, to navigate any difficulty, and to live with greater intention and purpose. When you practice daily reflection consistently, you not only gain a deeper understanding of yourself, but you also cultivate a more resilient, patient, and compassionate spirit. You will find yourself becoming calmer, more clear-headed in your decisions, and more mindful in your actions. So, what will you reflect on tonight? Let each day be not just a period of existence, but a deliberate step forward on your journey of self-improvement, a conscious effort to become a better, wiser, and more resilient human being. Through constant reflection and learning, Stoic philosophy can be a constant source of inspiration and guidance on your path to peace, fulfillment, and self-mastery. The remaining sections will follow this same pattern, expanding on each point and maintaining the style and tone. Number 6, cultivate inner peace, the sanctuary within. Inner peace is not a destination we arrive at by chance. It's not a state of being that magically appears. It's the result of conscious, consistent practice, mindful reflection, and a deliberate cultivation of inner stillness. Imagine someone facing immense challenges in their life: overwhelming work pressure, difficult family issues, the constant demands of daily responsibilities. How do they maintain a sense of inner peace amidst the chaos? First, they need to recognize a fundamental truth. While they cannot control everything that happens around them, they can control how they respond to those external events. When we learn to view everything calmly, objectively, and with a sense of perspective, we will discover a profound and unshakable inner peace. Imagine a serene, clear lake nestled deep in a tranquil forest. Though storms may rage above, causing ripples and waves on the surface, the water at the depths of the lake remains pure, undisturbed, and perfectly still. You can learn to cultivate that same inner stillness within your own soul, to maintain a sense of peace and tranquility even amidst the inevitable storms of life. Ask yourself, how can I cultivate inner peace in my daily life? amidst the constant demands and challenges I face. One powerful and effective way is to dedicate time each day to practices such as meditation, mindful reflection, and prayer. When you spend time connecting with yourself, with your inner being, and with a higher power, however you define it, you will experience a profound sense of peace, grounding, and connection. Try starting your day with just a few minutes of quiet meditation, focusing on your breath, releasing your worries, and cultivating a sense of inner calm. At the end of the day, take some time to reflect on the events that have transpired, to express gratitude for the blessings in your life, and to seek guidance and peace from within. So, what will you do today to nurture your inner peace? Begin by accepting what you cannot change, focusing your energy on what you can control, and finding joy in the simple, everyday moments of life. Stoic philosophy will be a valuable source of inspiration and practical guidance on your journey to finding lasting peace and happiness. Number 7, develop resilience through adversity, the strength within. Have you ever wondered why difficulties, challenges, and hardships seem to be an inevitable part of the human experience? Are they merely random occurrences, temporary setbacks, or are they, in fact, profound opportunities for us to grow, to learn, and to develop unwavering resilience? Stoic philosophy asserts that resilience is not an innate quality. It's a skill that is developed through hardship, that each challenge we face is a stepping stone, a training ground for us to become stronger, wiser, and more steadfast. When facing adversity, we essentially have two choices. We can allow the difficulty to defeat us, to overwhelm us with negativity and despair, or we can choose to use it as a tool, a catalyst for growth, to train ourselves to become more resilient, more resourceful, and more capable. Think about the times you've encountered significant difficulties in your own life, personal setbacks, professional challenges, relationship conflicts. Did those experiences in the long run help you to become stronger, more resilient, and more understanding? A powerful story of resilience is that of Viktor Frankl, a Jewish psychiatrist who survived the unimaginable horrors of the Holocaust. In his profoundly moving book, Man's Search for Meaning, he wrote that even in the face of unavoidable suffering, we can find meaning, purpose, and the strength to endure anything. Frankl transformed his extreme suffering into a driving force to explore and share a philosophy of resilience, meaning, and the enduring power of the human spirit. Imagine facing a major life upheaval, losing a loved one, experiencing a significant failure in your career, or dealing with a serious illness. You might initially feel defeated, overwhelmed by grief, or consumed by fear. But this is also the precise moment when you can discover your inner strength, your capacity for resilience, and your ability to persevere. Developing resilience through hardship not only makes us stronger, but it also helps us gain a deeper understanding of ourselves, our values, and the profound importance of perseverance, courage, and hope. The Stoic philosophers have shown us a clear path to overcoming adversity and finding the true meaning of life, even amidst suffering. Let their wisdom be a source of inspiration and guidance on your journey to build unwavering resilience. Number 8. Don't create your own upsets, the power of choice. Think about the times you've felt troubled, frustrated, or upset by seemingly minor things. A thoughtless comment from a colleague, a situation not going exactly as you had planned, or even a day of bad weather. Are these things truly as bad, as significant as you perceive them to be? Or have you perhaps unconsciously magnified their importance, allowing them to disrupt your peace of mind and steal your joy? Consider this powerful question. How many times have you created unnecessary troubles, anxieties, and emotional upsets in your own life? Imagine you're on your way to an important appointment, and you suddenly Find yourself stuck in heavy traffic. Your initial reaction might be anger, frustration, anxiety, and perhaps even self-blame for not leaving earlier. However, you have a choice. You can pause, take a deep breath, and ask yourself, will getting angry or anxious help me reach my destination any faster? What can I do to make this situation more manageable or even beneficial? If you choose to remain calm, to accept the situation, which you cannot change, and to use the time productively, perhaps to think, to plan, or to listen to an inspiring audiobook, you will find that your distress significantly decreases. You will have transformed a potentially negative experience into a neutral or even a positive one. When you realize that many of your troubles are in fact self-created, that they stem from your reactions to external events rather than the events themselves, you will begin to change how you view and respond to challenges. Instead of allowing minor things to upset you, you will learn to let go, to practice detachment, and to focus on what truly matters, your values, your goals, and your overall well-being. So, from now on, what will you choose? Creating unnecessary troubles and anxieties, or living a more peaceful, fulfilling life, focusing on positive and meaningful things? Stoic philosophy will always be a source of inspiration to help you find the path to true peace and happiness. Number 9, focus on the how, not the what. Process over outcome. Have you ever felt lost, directionless, or unfulfilled, even though you know what your goals are, even though you have a clear vision of what you want to achieve? Stoic philosophy teaches us a powerful lesson. What truly matters is not what we want to achieve, the outcome, but how we approach and execute our actions, the process. The principle of focusing on the how, not the what, emphasizes that our actions, our choices, our methods, and our attitude are the keys to both success and inner peace. By understanding and applying this principle, you can shift your perspective from stressing over outcomes, which are often beyond your control, to concentrating on your own actions, your responses, and your consistent effort. When you focus on how you handle situations, how you respond to challenges, how you treat others, and how you approach your goals, you gain a profound sense of control over your own peace of mind, your well-being, and your overall journey. You become less dependent on external validation and more focused on internal growth and consistent effort. Let's reflect on these powerful Stoic teachings and find practical ways to incorporate them into our daily lives. How do you typically handle minor troubles and frustrations? Do you allow them to control your peace of mind, or do you focus on constructive, mindful ways to manage them? Number 10. Prioritize rationality over emotions. Reason as your guide. Have you ever regretted decisions you made in moments of intense emotional turmoil, anger, fear, jealousy, or sadness? Stoic philosophy encourages us to prioritize reason, logic, and clear thinking over impulsive emotions in our decision-making. Reason brings calmness, clarity, and objectivity, whereas emotions, while a natural part of the human experience, can often lead to impulsive actions, regrettable choices, and unnecessary conflict. Yet in daily life, we constantly face situations that require careful consideration, thoughtful analysis, and a balanced perspective. When we allow reason to guide our actions, when we prioritize clear thinking over emotional reactivity, we can view situations more objectively, make better decisions, and navigate challenges with greater wisdom and grace. Think about a time when you were consumed by anger and you said or did something that you later deeply regretted. You might realize that if you had paused, taken a deep breath, thought carefully, and allowed reason to guide your response, the outcome could have been significantly different and perhaps much more positive. Imagine someone criticizing your work harshly, unfairly, or even cruelly. Your first instinct, your initial emotional reaction, might be to respond defensively, to lash out, or to become consumed by anger and resentment. But what if you choose a different path? What if you pause, take a moment to calm your emotions, and consider whether the criticism, however harsh, might contain some element of truth, some valuable feedback that you can use to improve? What if you calmly and respectfully ask for clarification, seeking to understand the other person's perspective and to use the feedback constructively? By prioritizing rationality, by choosing reason over impulsive emotion, you transform a potentially negative and conflict-ridden situation into an opportunity for learning, growth, and self-improvement. So in your next challenging situation, in your next moment of emotional intensity, will you choose to be guided by reason, by clear thinking and mindful awareness? Or will you allow your emotions to control your actions and dictate your responses? Practice thinking clearly, acting wisely, and responding thoughtfully, and you will find that life becomes immeasurably more peaceful, fulfilling, and meaningful. Conclusion: the Stoic path to a meaningful life. Stoic philosophy, along with profound lessons through time, offers us timeless wisdom, practical guidance, and a powerful framework for living a meaningful, fulfilling, and resilient life. By mastering the art of letting go, practicing daily reflection, cultivating inner peace, developing resilience through adversity, avoiding self-created upsets, and prioritizing rationality over impulsive emotions, we can navigate life's inevitable challenges with grace, wisdom, and unwavering strength. Let us be inspired by these profound teachings and strive to apply them consistently in our daily lives to build a better, more peaceful, and more meaningful world, both within ourselves and in the communities around us. Share your thoughts, your experiences, and your insights with us. How have these Stoic principles helped you on your own personal journey? What steps will you take, starting today, to incorporate them more fully into your life? Let's continue this journey together, supporting one another, learning from each other, and growing together in wisdom, resilience, and peace.